welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're really getting into the mechanics behind the blockchain company
Yeah, specifically looking at their YouTube channel and its, well, pretty rapid growth recently.
and how that growth connects to the bigger picture, right? The whole ecosystem, things like 4IR GPT.
Exactly, the underlying strategy.
So our mission here is to unpack those strategies, understand how AI is playing a part, and importantly, what this all means for you as you navigate this changing tech and media world.
And what's interesting is this deep dive draws from some recent internal communications, so it gives us a bit of an inside look at their thinking.
Right, a real-time snapshot. And that initial YouTube growth, it's pretty striking.
Definitely. They didn't just hit 10,000 subscribers.
No, they blew past it. Over 11,000, and I saw it was already up near 11,600. Still going up fast.
That's strong momentum right out of the gate. Suggests the content's hitting the mark.
Yeah, and it sets up some, well, let's call them ambitious targets.
Very ambitious. What are we talking about?
Okay, so the goals laid out are 50,000 subscribers for the BC Blockchain Company channel by the end of May,
50,000, wow.
and then doubling that 100,000 by the end of June.
Okay, that's significant. Growth planned. So beyond just the numbers, what's the actual impact of hitting targets like that?
Well, one obvious area is revenue, right? Money.
Sure. YouTube monetization.
Exactly. YouTube puts ads on content pretty early, but the channel only gets a cut after they hit certain thresholds.
Which are what, again? 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours.
That's it. They've smashed the subscriber part. So it's those watch hours they need next to start sharing in that ad revenue directly.
Gotcha. So assuming they hit those watch hours, what kind of potential income are we looking at? Can you sort of paint a picture?
Okay, let's play with some numbers. Say they reach 100,000 views a day.
Which seems plausible with those subscriber goals.
Right. And you factor in the CPM, the cost per mil, what advertisers pay per 1,000 ad views. If that's in the, say, $5 to $7 range, which is fairly standard for many channels.
Then you're looking at maybe $10,000 to $30,000 a month.
Yeah.
Just from the ads YouTube places.
Exactly. But here's the kicker for tech and finance channels, which this is.
The CPMs can be much higher.
Way higher sometimes. You could see CPMs of $25, $30, maybe even more, depending on exactly who's watching and which advertisers want to reach them.
Okay, so that potential revenue stream could become quite substantial.
Definitely. And the key point, I think, is that this isn't just profit-taking. The idea is that this revenue gets plowed back into the ecosystem.
Right, creating value. It helps fund 4IR GPT development, supports the 4IR token, other platform rollouts.
It's a feedback loop.
A virtuous cycle, exactly. Driving growth across the board.
But it sounds like the vision goes way beyond just the immediate ad dollars.
Oh, absolutely. The long-term goal they've mentioned, 1 million YouTube subscribers by year-end, and keep growing from there.
1 million. Okay, that's not just a channel. That's aiming to be a major media platform.
That's the idea. Like a new age Bloomberg, maybe. But potentially reaching a younger audience, the ones who grew up online. Interesting comparison, tapping into that digital native demographic. And that kind of scale, that kind of platform, unlocks another huge revenue source.
Which is
Direct sponsorships. This is totally separate from the YouTube ad share.
right. This is where companies pay the channel directly to mention or feature them. How big can that be realistically in this space?
Well, think about channels in the venture capital or tech space, like Jason Calacanis' channel.
Yeah, he sponsors Integrated.
Exactly. And while figures aren't always public, it's known that in high-value niches like tech and finance, sponsors pay significant amounts for those integrations. Thousands, potentially tens of thousands, for a single sponsored segment.
So if blockchain company builds that audience and uses its unique AI approach,
Which we should definitely talk about.
they could become really attractive to sponsors wanting that specific tech-focused audience.
Precisely. That AI angle is a big differentiator. Let's dive into that. How are they actually using AI for content?
Okay, so it's not just traditional filming. They're using AI tools as part of the production pipeline.
Right. So what does that look like? Is the AI writing scripts, editing video?
It sounds like it's involved in various stages, maybe research, drafting initial scripts, perhaps even generating some visual elements. But the key seems to be the human element.
Human oversight.
Yeah. It's not AI running wild. It's AI as a powerful tool, but guided by human creativity, strategy, critical thinking, like a film director using CGI and actors. The human provides the vision, ensures quality, keeps it on track.
So it's an amplifier for human creativity, not a replacement. Allows them to potentially scale content production much faster, more efficiently.
That seems to be the idea. And as AI gets better, The possibilities for creating really novel content formats just keep expanding.
Mm-hmm. And this YouTube content, it doesn't exist in a vacuum, right? It connects back.
Totally. It's designed as that feedback loop we mentioned, adding value across the whole 4IR ecosystem.
So how does watching a YouTube video, say, help something like 4IR GPT?
Well, the channel acts as an entry point. It introduces people to concepts, AI, the fourth industrial revolution, blockchain. It builds community and awareness.
Which then naturally leads interested people towards their more specialized platforms.
Exactly, like 4IR GPT. They actually describe 4IR GPT as being like YouTube for prompts.
Oh, okay, I like that. A marketplace for AI prompts for sharing that kind of knowledge.
Right. And a place to potentially monetize AI expertise. They already have over 6,000 users on 4i GPT, so you see that synergy building.
YouTube for prompts. That really clarifies the concept, and it brings us to the wider impact of AI itself, doesn't it? Beyond just this one company.
For sure. We're talking about AI, and especially this idea of agentic AI.
AI agents that can manage tasks, maybe even whole systems autonomously.
Yeah. The implications are massive. For jobs, for the economy.
Yeah.
You see it discussed everywhere now. LinkedIn is full of it. People like Eric Schmidt talking about the disruption.
And it's not just talk. We're seeing real examples like Visa exploring AI agents for managing credit card spending.
That's machine-to-machine transactions, M2M, becoming mainstream. We've talked about that before.
So the big question on everyone's mind is, how do people make money, find value in a world where AI does more and more?
And this is where new skills become critical. AI literacy, yes, but specifically prompt engineering, knowing how to talk to AI effectively.
That's where the value shifts. And platforms like 4IR GPT become potential avenues for people to monetize that specific skill, that knowledge. It's less about replacement, maybe more about reshaping where human value lies.
It feels like previous tech shifts, cars replacing horses, mobile phones replacing landlines.
Right. There's always initial disruption, maybe fear, but ultimately technology tends to drive progress, create new kinds of opportunities we couldn't foresee.
Absolutely. And zooming out even further, some people talk about civilization types. We're at type 0 now.
And AI could be a catalyst, potentially helping humanity advance towards type 1, harnessing more energy, solving bigger problems.
The source material even mentions, a more out there idea. The personal view that AI might almost be like a species from another dimension helping us along. A wild thought, but it speaks to the sheer transformative potential people feel.
It certainly stretches the mind. And thinking about transformation, how does this AI revolution affect how companies themselves are valued?
Good question. It seems pretty clear that companies using AI effectively to scale will have a massive advantage.
Efficiency, innovation, reach, AI boosts all of that.
We're seeing hints already. Whispers about big players like Google potentially using AI to become more efficient, maybe reducing headcount, though they'd manage that messaging carefully.
And look at the market reaction to Apple reportedly developing its own AI search engine.
Right. The possibility of ending that huge Google search deal. Google stock took a hit just on the news. Shows how sensitive the market is to AI disruption.
It really suggests that investors are starting to weigh a company's AI strategy very heavily. If you've got a huge human workforce and no clear AI plan,
your valuation might start looking shaky compared to leaner AI-powered competitors.
Which loops back to agentic AI, the idea you could build whole company structures with AI agents doing different jobs, production, marketing, sales.
It's a profound shift.
And it even touches on the tricky subject of AI sentience.
Yeah, that's a deep philosophical rabbit hole. Definitions vary. The media is cautious.
But imagine, hypothetically, agents that are aware in some sense, that don't sleep, have instant knowledge access, can innovate 24/7 too.
It changes everything.
There was even that mention of Google's Willow calculation and the speculation about parallel universes, mind-bending stuff.
Totally. And then you layer on future tech like Neuralink, brain-computer interfaces. The potential changes become almost unimaginable.
Okay, let's bring it back down to earth slightly. The YouTube channel vision.
Right, becoming a major media platform, the Bloomberg analogy.
But specifically for that younger 1835 demographic who might not be glued to traditional finance TV.
And leveraging their existing asset, all that content on blockchaincompany.info. Exactly. They have this library of quality info. AI helps them repurpose it efficiently, like turning articles into audio content, like this deep dive.
That scalability is a huge advantage, and it connects again to 4IR GPT and prompt engineering.
Yeah, the insight was that many users aren't yet using 4IR GPT to its full potential. They're still learning how to write really good prompts.
That's the key takeaway, isn't it? AI is a tool to augment us, Learning to prompt while asking smart, critical, conversational questions, that's how you unlock its power. That's how humans drive it forward.
So wrapping up the strategy, it's really two main prongs for revenue.
You've got the YouTube ad revenue once they hit the watch hours.
And the potentially much larger income stream from direct sponsorships down the line.
And importantly, YouTube is already putting ads on their stuff even before monetization kicks in for the channel. That shows advertisers see value in that audience already.
It's a good sign. And the potential earnings from sponsorships for established creators can be astronomical. So the big message feels like constant motion, innovation, that day one thinking.
Exactly. Avoid day two, which is stagnation, decline, keep pushing, keep thinking ahead.
It's all part of this journey, right? Developing the channel, the ecosystem, aiming to help the global community get smarter, use these tools, achieve more.
That seems to be the driving vision.
Okay, so let's quickly recap. We've hit the rapid YouTube growth, the AI-powered content angle, the big vision for the 4IR ecosystem.
And the broader disruption from things like agentic AI.
It really highlights how crucial it is for all of us, for you listening, to grasp these shifts.
Definitely. Food for thought.
So here's something to mull over. How are your own neurons firing now? Have any new ideas sparked? Maybe for AI applications, or even just a clever prompt for a platform like 4IR GPT, based on what we've discussed. What new possibilities has this opened up in your own thinking?
This deep dive is brought to you by blockchaincompany.info, our media platform, and sponsored by 4IR Utility Token and 4IR GPT. Learn about the 4IR utility ecosystem by visiting 4irtoken.com and sign up to 4irgpt.com, its first flagship platform for AI knowledge exchange and trading. Start monetizing your knowledge today through prompts of intelligence and your domain expertise.